in terms of kind of fundamental shifts in investing, I think we're hopefully at one of those tipping points in towards ESG. I mean, I think there has been a shift, and I know people have been talking about it for years, but great to get your opinion on this. But I do feel when BlackRock comes out and says, we're going to move all of our investments into ESG projects. And when the American Chamber of Commerce, the top 300 companies in the US, said for the first time ever that we no longer believe that a company exists for the benefit of its shareholders. We believe a company exists for a number of stakeholders, including the environment, including our teams. And I think that does seem to be a significant shift. It'd be great to see. Are you seeing some of that as well, or do you think it's more still lip service and not actually real?
Yeah, good question. So I see it a lot from the investor's perspective. When you go to conferences, I was at Berlin Green Investment Summit, I think last year, you can see that more and more people who have the capital and want to invest, they not only say that, they really try to do that. They try to find big projects, or at least try to avoid certain projects. This is definitely increasing. From the company's perspective, I'm not so convinced yet. I might look at the wrong companies, but I think that they have to say something like that to attract the capital, because when the investors say we want to invest in these kind of projects, they try to, of course, sell that to them as well. And they do, I think, smaller projects, like they give something to a charity and then they say, look, we're doing something for society. Many companies could do more. What I realized, though, is there is a lot of companies out there who have that ingrained, or what's the word, in their mindset anyway. So they're trying to do that. What I don't see, I think that the short answer actually is, I don't see a shift in the mindset of the people. I just think the people who have done that before, they emphasize it more. The people who have not been doing that before, they try to do some smaller things, but it's not that they suddenly say we have to, or suddenly really try to think about how can we better serve the community where we're in, or the environment, except for...
I think one of the things that sort of gives me a little bit of hope is that I think for most companies now, you can't attract the best staff. And I think increasingly you won't be able to attract the customers unless you can kind of demonstrate that you're playing a bigger part. And so I think where I was seeing a disconnect, certainly in the small business world, is companies were starting to think a little bit more about community because it helped them to attract the best team. But then you did have this disconnect with investors. And I think hopefully there's kind of a bit of an alignment now. But I mean, it's still very early days, I think, for most companies.